Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
Welcome to the Johns Family Podcast for this week. Patricia, Cooper, Jake, how are we all? Going good?
Good, Matthew. Good. How?
Your energy seems a little down, Johns.
Oh, a little bit tired. I've been nibbled apart by ducks this week. Just getting phone call after phone call from people.
Your intros have been very flat the last few weeks. You've come in here every family podcast very down.
We had a lot. We've just been a lot going on. And it's every day. It's on a Wednesday. I'm getting bombarded by people on a Wednesday.
Hump day.
Yeah.
Ever thought about losing your phone accidentally? It helps. Sometimes I love it when I walk away from the house. I
Well,
don't have
it'd be
my phone.
easier if I didn't have commitments, I could maybe throw it away, but unfortunately I can't.
Oh.
Yeah.
People seem to survive without getting in touch with you. They manage some way or another.
Yeah, I feel like they Matthew.
They'd email.
Big rap for Matthew. Matthew's got to communicate with producers on his shows all the time, giving them award-winning content.
That's it.
I don't know if you guys don't understand. Content doesn't write itself. Content doesn't magically appear.
Because you don't like meetings, do you, Cobra?
I don't sit in meetings.
So you don't waste your time with meetings. You pretty much roll in there. So you're always calling each other in there.
Yes,
I
I despise meetings. In my days of Triple M, the first 3 or 4 years, there were like sometimes 2-hour-long meetings. Until one day I excused myself. I said, I need the toilet, and I never came back.
Ever.
The boss rang and said, where are you? And I said, I'm actually at home. He said, oh, but you went to the toilet. And I said, no, that was an excuse. I said, life's too short to sit in these boring meetings.
And
So
what
I
about
said, I'll
meetings about meetings?
I said, I'll do your compromise. I said, if we can do a meeting, if the show ends and the meeting starts at 9:10 and we finish at 9:30, I'll be in the meetings. Otherwise, just send me a text with all the things you've spoken about.
Geez, you'd hate to be a football player in this day and age, Cobra.
I would absolutely hate it. Yeah, I could not handle that. I could not handle these days sitting in rugby league meetings for that amount of time. Particularly, look, I don't point which coaches, but there's some coaches that I watch a press conference for 2 or 3 minutes and I go, oh my God, where'd the charisma go?
Yeah, don't name and shame them. But there's a few out there. Hey, look, we don't usually talk about rugby league. Can I have one little topic of rugby league while we're on it? Is that okay with you guys? I was getting a fair few messages from our listeners after the Dragons Manly game on the weekend, calling for a bit of a redemption. They're starting to feel like the storyline of the season is going to be similar, like a Wayne Bennett bringing back Alfie Langer to play for the Broncos. Is Tony Siebes going to bring back Cooper Johns to turn the season around? What are your thoughts about that?
I think that's a very easy one to answer. It starts with an N and finishes with an O. Although you don't know because Parramatta reached out to Mitchell Pearce, of course.
Well,
I actually love that interview, and he said, my body and the pre-season, and I thought, mate, that'd be the perfect opportunity to go back to footy.
Well,
you'd miss a pre-season.
He's got such a base.
Yeah, like Pierce is one of the fittest I've ever trained with. Like his first day, so it was before I even debuted. It was a couple of years before I even debuted. It was my first NRL preseason I did at Newcastle in 2018 for that season, and that was when Piercy just shifted over from the Roosters. And his first day, I think he came just before Christmas, or maybe just after it was announced. And the week he arrived, he just got back from Bali, right? And the day he arrived, Tony Ayoub had him doing a 2-kilometre time trial, right, by himself, right? And at the time, I'm pretty sure Nick Meaney held the record. Phenomenal time, like very athletic timing. On this day, I reckon there was journos all over the field, like top to bottom there at Mayfield, the training facility,
what
everywhere.
What did he do at Bali? Was that a reason? Was that the...
No, it wasn't for that. It was just big news. Obviously, he changed clubs.
Oh, right.
And we're all sitting there after we train. He's doing it after us, and we're thinking, there's a lot of pressure. He's about to do a time trial. Like, worst you could... Imagine all the media with cameras sitting there watching you. Mate, he beat Nick Meaney's time trial by about 10 seconds, and he flew the whole way.
Some blokes have got great engines.
He's got that baseline of fitness. It's, like, phenomenal.
His dad, Wayne's very, very fit isn't he? And extremely health conscious.
Yeah.
Yes, extremely.
Yeah, I think he was well ahead of his time like, when he was at Balmain back. Everyone says,
miles and miles, a decade ahead, at least a decade ahead of his time.
yeah.
Now, boys, how did the wedding go, Trish? How did the boys go with their MC job?
They did a great job.
Now, letting people know
Is that-
who didn't listen last week, the boys were employed as the MC at their cousin's wedding.
Hang on.
My sister
Employed?
took the prosy joke very well.
Hang on. Before we get to the prosy joke. Not employed. Not employed.
No pay, no pay.
Charity, basically, what it was. And then on top of that, Trish also made me donate to the wishing well.
Oh, no,
which
yeah, I
they
don't do
Donate
that.
to the wishing
I
So
never
basically,
donate to the
I
wishing well.
Oh,
paid
yes, you do.
basically to MC my cousin's wedding, which I thought was ridiculous. Anyway, sorry. Go back to you, Trish.
Yeah.
They did really well. The prosy joke went very well. You didn't bring out the key joke. I was waiting for it.
Key joke.
Well,
Yeah, the
yeah. I
keys.
remember I said on the last podcast that I was going to say, anybody who's slept with the groom and has this house key going around and
I would have
put
loved
the
to have
house
seen
keys in the bowl. Unfortunately, I mean, how do you get keys unless they're your own keys? That's what my issue was. I didn't want to give my house keys out to people and then I don't get them back.
I had some spare ones I could have given you.
Probably think you're overthinking this a little bit, Cooper. I imagine.
He's a perfectionist, so like he's sitting there all casual. Oh, he'd done all the run shit, he'd done all the work 'cause he's the funny one. He does all the jokes.
Does a little
Oh, don't
something like
underestimate yourself,
Well,
Jack.
my role was basically just to stand there and fill in some space for him. We're getting there. It was like 5:30, and we were supposed to start at 5:30, and everyone's having a good time. So as it does, it goes over, and the bride and groom are still getting photos. He's sitting there, like I'm about 5 or 6 champagnes deep. Cooper's had like 1.5 beers, looking at the beer going, at this Peroni going, how much are they per standard? Because I don't want to be blind when I'm doing this. Looking at it, and he's going, he's looking at the groom, like pointing at his watch going, we've got to get going. He was
What'd you have on after?
so
or
anal.
No. I didn't want to ruin my guys. When you guys, Dad, you know what I'm talking about. But like for Trish and Jack, when there's pressure on you to make this day is the most important day in their calendar for the rest of their life. They're going to cherish that, and I'm going to be a huge part of that when they look back on it. I wanted my role to just be executed so perfectly, and that's something I like doing.
So hang on. So you thought that what would ruin their wedding is you being, let's say 2 minutes, 2 minutes late to get on stage, or things are running a little bit behind, or the fact that you'd had one too many beers. You didn't think that a prostitute joke might just put a dark cloud over the wedding?
About the
Your
groom's mother?
and your auntie.
Not really.
Well,
not at that,
can you run past the prostitute joke for me?
Do you want me to say it again?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, so I said, as I was introducing the groom, it's when I decided to use it. I said, and now coming up next, guys, it's the groom, it's Matty. I mean, these two never should have met. He was from such a small town, such a great town. One grocery store, one dentist, and only one prostitute there. And his mum found it really hard working 3 jobs. And the whole I was expecting mad laughter, but it was like ooh, followed by
She
But-
loved it.
Yeah, she well, because it's true.
Yeah, exactly. This
Mate,
is true.
Cobra, you got no idea, because I know you're a music man. The DJ had a shocker on the day.
Don't say that. He might
Hard
be a
to find,
listener.
He
hard
do-
to find a good DJ.
He did. You know when you're in a class or a meeting, sorry, Cobra, and your phone goes off? He did that during the ceremony when he was on the speaker.
Yeah, his phone was connected to the Bluetooth, and he went ding, and everybody looked at him, and everyone just looked over, and it was like he hadn't heard it because he was just sort of like he just didn't acted like it wasn't him,
Yeah.
and he was just
So
scrolling on his phone.
Only one person connected to that.
You just said
speaker.
something to me a second ago, Jack, that actually just triggered my mind. Last week you said something. You said something to me. What was one of the main things we spoke about last week? Let me just...
Footy related?
Yes, Jared Rio-Hargraves. His mum trying to get in the stadium. I get a call from Brent Reid from the Daily Telegraph, and his words were, "Are you the Cobra?" I went,
Sorry.
"What are you?"
If you
I
ever,
said,
even out of context, if someone says that to you, you just say, yeah.
he said, I went, "Reedy, it's Matty." He goes, yeah, mate, Matty, are you the Cobra? I went, what are you talking about? And he goes, the Cobra. your son Jack said you were the Cobra when you were talking about Joe Weir-Hargrave's mum trying to get into the stadium. And I'm going, I'm the Cobra?
What's he misheard?
I think it's Cobra. And he goes, oh, was that it? I thought he was calling you the Cobra.
But what's the Cobra mean? Is that like an alias?
No,
He just thought,
Jack
you know
was
how
saying-
Jack goes, hey, Cobra,
Yeah.
to me. Really thought that he was saying, hey, Cobra.
Yeah, but
Hey,
what's,
it could be a new nickname though. You don't really have one.
why was he so obsessed with Cobra? Like, is that like some sort of alias in the drug world? Or something? Does he think you're like?
The Cobra.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know, but I just, he knew that Jack was talking to somebody. He didn't realise it was me. He said, who was the person he was talking to? Who's the Cobra? It was like years ago, when I first started doing Red Dragon, all the neighbourhood kids were living just started like gathering around the house going, we're looking for the Red Dragon.
Yeah, the Red
And I'm
Dragon.
like,
Yes.
Well, that was
Who
my
is the
nickname
Red
at Newcastle. The boys called me the Dragon. If you look at all me comments from all the boys, they send dragon emojis in because I used to do this joke where I'd walk in and I'd say things like little comments to get them. Like there's a joke where if you get someone to say dragon, then you finish it off with dragging my nuts across your face or something like that. Like
okay.
one of those.
Is there any variation on that?
Yeah, so
There's
you could
lots.
that
no,
I could use?
You say,
'Cause
do
clearly
you
I have
like?
no nuts.
It's do you like dragons? So you go, do you like dragons? And they go, oh yeah, and you go, yeah. Well, how would you like me dragging these nuts across your face?
Yeah.
That's
And so,
how-
so
yeah.
I used to send like the group these messages, especially with
breathe?
new people into the group, of a girl getting a dragon. She got a new dragon tattoo and she posted it on her Instagram. And I say, geez, funny looking snake. Why the hell's it got wings and feet? And they always send back, bro, that's a dragon. And then I just underneath just send them back, dragging my nuts across your face. So I've got
Nice.
Don't know what that had to do with the Cobra.
No.
I've been,
So we've got a Cobra and a Dragon. What are you,
As
Cooper?
yeah, what are you, Cooper?
the axolotl.
The sloth.
Oh, sloth
Oh,
works.
go on, go, keep going. Go.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well,
Pile-
which would you prefer?
Let's just
The
pile it
axolotl?
on me today.
Maybe
then.
do something about that pimple on your neck too, brother. Is that a pimple or is
It's
that
a
another
Susan.
head starting to grow?
Hey, you shouldn't speak. Remember the time you had that thing on your face?
Oh, yeah.
that
What
Made
was that?
news. Ray Hadley was obsessed with it.
He's
Yeah.
licking it. He's
What
licking it.
is
himself.
Ray?
It was
Ray
sort of
has
like
these
a.
strange obsessions.
It was an infected something.
Yeah.
Follicle, hair
That was like
follicle, I think.
literally human growth. It was like you'd actually,
Yeah.
you started growing human growth hormones out of your face.
my
He's had
face.
2 of those on his face, actually.
Yeah, I have. They just
And
keep-
that's really bad. I'm taking him to the doctors next week, and I'm going to have to actually
God,
go
here we
in
go.
there with him. I'm going to have to, yeah.
You gonna be all
Because
right,
he
pal?
just doesn't, you know, you need to take care of your health.
She always keeps going, oh, you got to get prostate checked.
Yeah, I'm going to make
I'm
him
like-
check your prostate.
No, if you're going in there, you got to check. You got to check my prostate.
Sure,
prostate.
I'll do it if he tells me what to do and what
with
I'm
your
looking for.
tongue.
Oh, now.
What happens
Do
if
you
I'm on a roll.
realise how bad you just sounded?
I've been working actually. I've been working on my pickup lines of late.
Oh, yeah, go.
Yeah, do you want me to? I was down the beach club because there's a couple of old boilers down there, and I thought, let me just see if I've still got it. So I went up and I said, "Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see."
And, did she get it?
No, actually, I was listening to the Ray Hadley show, and he had a country singer, a young bloke from the Shire who's moved to the North Coast. I have to get his name, and he's sung this song called Tipsy. And and his mate goes to the bar and he sees a woman and goes, "You must be from Tennessee because you're the only 10 I see," which I think is pretty good.
That's
That's
very
okay.
old pickup line. I thought you were joking. I've heard that like
Well, what do you got?
1,000 times.
Well, what do
No,
you
you
got?
haven't.
I have heard that so many times. That's so common that I thought you were G'ing me up because it was such like an
Do you want
easy one.
What's the other one?
What have you got?
What have you
Have
got?
you boys got any
Yeah,
pickup lines?
how
with
much? How much does a polar bear weigh?
her?
Enough to break the ice.
What about this
Hey,
one?
how you
Trish?
going? I'm Cooper Johns, son of Matthew
We
Johns.
might,
Oh no!
we might bring the hotline.
That would
in
work
after this.
very
What
well.
about this? If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together.
Oh,
There you go.
do you know a guy once
Hopefully
said
she's
to
not
me-
dyslexic.
Are you from Ireland? Because every time I see you, my dick's Dublin.
Maybe we do that.
Oh my lord!
That's a hall pass.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
remember Owen Wilson joke up.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, you must be from Dublin because every time I see you, my penis goes twice the size."
Yeah, there you go. My penis doubles in size. He goes, no, it's from Ireland, Dublin.
Well, how about why don't we bring in the hotline this
Oh,
week?
I
We'll
like
bring it in
that
nice
one.
and early.
Whoa!
Yeah, but can we make the question for next week?
Okay, well,
exactly that.
Do you want to say it before or after?
Do it both, because some people are a bit thick.
All right, this is what we're going to do. On the back of that, how about we go best pickup line?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring in, give us your best pickup line, whatever you're going to use on your night out, and then we'll play it next week.
I love it.
We'll rate them.
Yeah, I love
We'll
that
rate
one.
it.
That's really good.
All right, but we got one. Now, remember last week there was the firefighter, Callum, the
Yep.
firefighter?
Yeah.
He rang in, he spent £1.70. Oh, no, £1.70 he reckons, Trish.
Oh,
And making the call, but the audio was too bad. So it didn't work. It was all kerfuffly.
Yep.
So he sent a message through Instagram. We're going to play it for you, all right?
If that's a word, kerfuffly, but anyway, let's go with it.
Headphones on, Trish.
Do you like
yeah,
kerfuffly?
lovely
Yeah, it's
voice,
not bad.
Callum.
Yeah, it's something different. All right, well, here we go.
Righto.
It's a nice message, so there you go. Prepare yourself.
Hey Trish and the family, hope you're all well. Just wanted to first off start by apologising for that grainy message that I'd sent last week on the podcast. It was by far the worst £10.71 I've ever spent. Normally it costs a lot more for 40 seconds of fun, if you know what I mean. I'm sure Coop Dog does.
Thanks,
So yeah, I'm Callum, I'm 28 from up north, but live in Essex now as a firefighter, which is near London. You probably haven't heard of it because it is a shithole. Just wanted to give feedback to you guys as I've been listening since the start of the pod. And I don't think you guys realise how much fun and laughs you bring to my daily commute to work on a Thursday night or Friday morning, depending on when the pod is released over here. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, guys. I know it's slightly different to your usual feedback, but I thought it was important to tell you all how brilliant you are and to send a heartfelt thanks for cheering me up every week.
Wow.
I really appreciate it, and long may it continue.
Oh, thank you,
love
Callum.
My
Callum.
recipe of the week is shite.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Callum, for the raps. Don't be afraid to give these guys a bit of praise as well.
Callum, you did so well for yourself until you bagged recipe of the week.
It's a truthful man.
What a
He's got a
nice
lovely
guy.
voice.
Got a great voice, Callum. Being a northerner, you know he's a good guy. Living in Essex now. Yeah, we have heard of Essex.
Yeah, it's because of that TV show.
Yeah. It's like something Essex. Joey Essex. There's a guy called Joey Essex.
No,
on it.
it's like
there was a
it's
bloke
something-
back in the day called David Essex, but no, it's well known. It's sort of one of those. I think there was a.
I'm sure a reality show.
Nothing's harder than Essex or something.
Yeah, there's a show,
Essex. It
and
was
I
a
think
TV
there were lots
show.
of tits and ass.
Oh, we only
Yes,
got one.
bad stuff as well.
We only got one hotline today.
Yeah, we want to. Okay, me and Gav might have gone through it. There might have been. Look, the drunk calling idea may have not been our best idea.
Didn't hit the mark.
No, it hit the mark. It just hit the mark too well.
Yeah.
It did too hard.
Unplayable.
Give me an insight about. We won't play it, but what are they?
A lot of illicit stuff said. A lot of illicit stuff. Good, bad, everything you can say. So we're gonna. Yeah, let's go. Reminder this week. Best pickup lines. Give it to us. What you're going to use on your night out. Now, I'll repeat the hotline. 0402 266 161. It's a great number.
Wow.
Yeah,
To
good.
watch you grow as a man, as a podcaster. I said
it's
it last
phenomenal.
week, and I'm
Wow.
watching it again. Let Callum know too. Trish and I will be in Europe at the end of the year,
Yeah.
and so we'll.
All it takes is free beers, and you get him across the country.
Exactly. Bit of
Across the
some
Atlantic.
free beers. Get Trish a bit of toot, and we're in. yeah, the old toot master over there.
Shout out to listener Liam who keeps ringing in.
Okay, so part of the fun of the wedding, the family wedding, which Matt didn't come to.
I hate weddings. I prefer funerals these days.
Stop it.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
You were
Everyone's
missed,
emotions
and you
are
were
more.
missing it. You love my family. You love rustling up my sisters.
Yeah, I love your sisters.
Yeah, they're good fun. Anyway, so
David
but the
Couples
boys
back
on
in
the
the day.
drive up absolutely tortured me. Just badgering constantly. So many questions. They didn't shush.
You believe that, listeners? Yeah.
Yeah,
you know
it
what-
was a concerted effort.
Do you know what was really annoying, Matt? Trish was annoying, but I was driving because obviously she's still got the brace on, the James Bracey on. I don't know what's going on.
James Bracey.
Hopefully we can get it
got
off
an
in 2
update.
years.
Yeah, well, save it for the end. And I'm driving. She said, "I want music on." okay, fine. You start playing. She starts playing the most depressing songs ever.
Disco stuff.
And everybody in the car is just going, oh. So then Jack goes, oh, can I request a couple of songs? She goes, no. Come on. What, you don't like?
Do you like Sly and the Family Stone?
Yeah. Oh, come on. What are you doing? And then, anyway, then she starts putting the aircon on, like freezing and full fan in my face while I'm trying to drive. So I've got shit music and, like, I'm driving in the North Pole. And I was like, Trish, let the driver control. Like, it's the universal rule. If you're driving, you get to pick music because you're the one who's doing the hard work.
Yep.
Why?
Not in my car, it's not.
Well, we shouldn't.
My car, my rules.
Well, it's
If it was your car, your rules.
All right, I drove on the way back. Who was the better driver?
Oh, you're both good drivers. You're both better drivers than me, I'd say. And I taught you both, so high five to me.
better
See
passengers
how I
as
still
well.
won there?
Sure.
But anyway, what I realised is the boys recently met Shannon Knoll and were very impressed with him, obviously, because they wanted to play Knowlesy all the way up the freeway.
I was super impressed with Nosey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, Charlie's from Condobolin,
Charlie who?
our dog.
Oh,
That's where
what?
she came from.
Where is she?
She's asleep over in the corner. That's where she came from.
Hey, so get her on the mic. See if she can sing it a couple of bars.
You gotta live.
I know you heard it.
We'll take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to chat about Timothy Tszyu. Welcome back to the John. Here we go. Trish has just kicked over a few things with the old club foot.
I know, I've got to get rid of this.
We were just talking about Brent Reed again. Reedy, we know you listen to the podcast. You're foremost in our mind. Cobra, not Cobra or Cobra.
It might be time for a hearing check.
Yeah.
He must have been sitting there going, "Who? This is like this mystery sauce out
That's
there."
funny.
That
That's very funny.
Who is the Cobra? that's Buzz.
Oh, God, I love when you
it
do
is.
buzz. The people love it when you do buzz. Go on, do a little more.
Come on, mate. Tim Tszyu, what a warrior. Seriously. Sebastian Fandora is a hard bloke to hate, but, God, just Tim Tszyu.
Actually-
so much blood.
he was a hard bloke to hate. They both were very good in the end.
Classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Is his name Fundora?
Fundora, yeah.
That's a
Sebastian
great,
Fandora.
great surname,
Yes.
Fundora.
And he gave him the. I don't know if you saw. He gave Tim Tszyu his belt back at the end as well. Did you see that?
No.
What?
He went into the change room and said, "This is your belt," and gave him his belt back.
Why?
Because it was just such a. I think because it was just such a brutal fight, and he was just like, "I got so much respect for you." And I think, given the circumstances about how he kept fighting, and even though he couldn't see, I think he just gave
classy
him.
is
I think there's a rematch clause in there, wasn't there?
There's
and
a
I think
rematch
in
clause.
Australia too.
In Australia, my understanding, Errol Spence has come out and said that he wants to fight. He wants to fight Fandora. He is the one who came out and said he wanted to fight Tim. The question's going to be, like, can Tim get to Spence or Terence Crawford without going through Fandora again? Because, like, when we talk about the fight, the thing that defined the fight was without doubt the cut. I mean, I'm stating the obvious
Yeah,
here.
for those that didn't see it, like he copped an
Because
elbow.
the first two rounds, I'm watching it going, well, like a few of Tim's recent fights, I'm going, well, I tell you what, it's about to end here. Halfway through the second round, Fandora was really struggling, and Tim was on the charge, and that just innocuous little bump by the elbow, and it split.
And it was a
I've
weird
never seen so much
So
blood.
what? Just above the eye there?
No, it was
Got
on top of the head.
on
Like,
his scalp.
yeah, it was so. When you look at it, I know we watched it in slow motion, but like it didn't look. It wasn't that hard
Nah.
a hit,
It
and
must
it's
have
just
just hit him. It was a big, sort of long, bony guy.
Yeah, he's a big, long, bony guy. That
pointy
would've been it.
elbows.
But it was like watching a fight, and we talk about Tim being a throwback fighter. It is so true. He'll take any fight, anytime, anywhere. He keeps busy, keeps active, and I can't remember a fight. Like at the end of the third, or going into the fourth, where you're basically, the fight is null and void. I think most fighters would have went, when the amount of blood that was going into his eyes, I think most fighters would have went, hey, listen, I'm done here, to manage the result, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right, to manage.
Do you mean
the
almost
result.
as an excuse?
Yes, it's almost so, not an excuse, Trish, but go, I'm going to be heavily handicapped here, which he was.
Yeah.
Every time he threw a punch, he had to get the gloves to try to push the blood out.
Yeah.
And the
eyes.
gloves
He
wouldn't be
couldn't-
very easy to just smear, really,
he couldn't
wouldn't they?
see. The example I could give you was when Marvelous Marvin Hagler fought Tommy Hearns. They call it the greatest round in history. And Hearns, there was a bit of head clash, and Hagler went to his corner at the end, and the doctor looked at him, and he had the feeling, Hearns, he went, to Hagler, he went, this is going to be called off very soon. So rather than just managing the fight, getting out with the draw, he just went, Hagler got out there and just, what is the greatest round in history? And it ends up at the conclusion, right at the back end of that round, knocks Tommy Hearns out. So if you want to have a look on YouTube, Tommy Hearns versus Marvin Hagler, incredible. And Tim made it the same stuff. He could have said to that doctor, no, I like the blood in the eyes, but just kept insisting that he'd walk out there and fight. It was incredible effort.
And he handled it so well too. Like, I think he might have said maybe one thing about, it's hard to see, but he didn't really complain at all, did he? Like,
no.
He
said, it's no excuse. He said, it's just what took place in the fight. It was accidental. And then he added at the end, which you're entitled to say, like, I couldn't see. When you're fighting a bloke who's 6'6" and got to reach twice as long as you have, to not be able to see is a pretty decent handicap.
Oh,
But
I
do
don't
you
know.
Do you know what I was impressed with even beforehand? Because you were watching all the weigh-ins and the chat beforehand, and I just loved how respectful. I didn't hear Fundora, but I heard Tszyu, but he was just really respectful to their competitor. A lot of times they talk trash.
Yeah.
And I
trying
find
to sell the fight.
Yeah, I know, but I thought the respect sold it a lot better, to be honest.
You're right. Some other fighters go over the line.
Oh, they go, they talk trash.
He talks trash without like making it personal trash. He's just like, I'm going to knock him out and all that sort of stuff. Or like, he's that tall, I'm going to knock him out. He said a couple of those things, but he doesn't go too overboard with it. Does
He doesn't get personal.
Yeah.
But in terms of growing the sport, the personal stuff does, get non-boxing fans interested as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. Like the UFC is so good. Like McGregor, for example, the king of promotion.
That's king.
Like he's built that brand as much as Dana White has.
Yeah, just a question. Is Roadhouse out yet?
Yeah.
It's
Because
out.
I thought it was at the movies. It's on Amazon
It's
Prime.
getting well trashed, Cobra.
It's getting
Oh,
hammered?
no one will do it as well as
Didn't look
Swayze.
the shorts didn't look that great to me.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal, geez, you ripped up for it.
Oh yeah, he looks
Juicing?
good. Can I?
No. He
Shreds.
stripped down.
He's done a few fighting. He's done a couple movies where he's had
Southpaw.
That was a great
My
movie.
favourite boxing movie.
Can I? While we're on trash talk, I just had a funny thought. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that clip of McGregor, and he's at a press conference, and he's sitting there, and he goes, some guy from the audience yells out, and he goes, who would you fight next? Like, who's the next person on your radar? And then some guy from the, how they got all the fighters behind him, the other guys, and some guy comes back and he goes, I think he's going to fight me. I'm the best pound-for-pound fighter in the division. I'm going to knock his head off his shoulders, and everyone's booing him. And McGregor, doesn't even look back, and he just goes, who the f*** is that guy?
Best response.
He goes, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. A lot of those fighters, some of their trash talk is just horrible. Like they're not clever enough. Like he's quick-witted. He's got it all.
The one I loved, the greatest, I think, revenge was when Tim's dad, Constantine, fought Zab Judah. And I watched a special on it the other day. They were showing this 10-minute clip. And Zab Judah, basically Kostya won a fight. Zab Judah fought in the undercard, won in a knockout, just annihilated this guy, and then Kostya really struggled in his bout. But he'd do that sometimes. Kostya, he'd struggle, then bounce back in the next one. Zab Judah is sitting in the stands laughing at Kostya, putting the left hand up like how he does the defence, and laughing, and then just gave it to him all the way going in. So, man, his defence is like Swiss cheese. I'm going to cut through it. And, of course, Kostya knocked him out in the second round. So it shows you sometimes you can go out there and trash talk, but you're going to look 3 times as silly when you get sat on your ass.
Yeah.
You had a good little, while we're on that as well, because you brought the fight in, but you also had a couple of your neighbours over for a little beer while watching the
That was
Tigers.
Monday afternoon.
That was Monday. Oh, you've had a
Yes.
big weekend, haven't you?
Yes.
Monday Parramatta and the West Tigers.
Parramatta West Tigers. Gav's punched in the air. The West
I
Tigers.
sent Gav a text straight away.
Good to see, mate. Benji. He's got the formula going.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's,
yes, and Marty. I love the story of Marty down the road. So Marty, people went down to our local.
Marty's our special neighbour.
our special neighbour. He's
One of
just
them. We've got a lot of
legend.
special neighbours.
So he's telling me and the other legend, Skoggs, Anthony Skoggs, where he's going, oh, mate, you wouldn't believe it. I went down to Friday night. I got thrown out. We're like, what? He goes, yeah, I was talking to a mate of mine, and we're talking about body hair and that. And I said, "Oh, mate, you want to see how hairy I am?" And he said, "I just took the shirt off for a second to show how hairy I am." And the bloke come up and said,
The security.
"Mate, you've got to go."
Not even like a put your shirt on.
But did he lift the shirt or did he take the shirt off?
I think he took the shirt
I
off.
think it was a dress shirt, so I think there was an undone situation.
Yeah. But you think, like,
sick.
Marty's the
I
most...
mean, his daughter was there taking a
inoffensive.
photo of it.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I'll have to go down and have
That's
a
not
talk to the security. Say, come on, guys.
Yeah,
we're not that place, are we?
Hey, get
Apparently
him back
we are.
in. I'm the
Did you say
Cobra.
did you say the establishment or did you avoid it?
Hey, was that?
No, you didn't mention it, I don't
Yeah,
think.
good, because I've been there once before where that place is, and I might have seen an old fella get banned once for about 6 months for hopping on the dance floor after having a few drinks with a young couple. And well and truly...
Not that place. This place doesn't have a dance floor.
Oh, there's a dance floor.
No.
and-
Oh.
Pants off.
Oh.
Old fella.
Oh,
in
no,
his
that's,
70s.
that's, a
Oh,
that's a
no.
different place.
Oh, right,
That's a
okay.
different place. But yes, you've
Yeah,
told me the story
6-month
about
ban.
that. There was another bloke who used to sustain quite a few bans there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not really ever do anything wrong. He just used to drive everyone mad so much they'd make something up and give him a 3-month ban.
Hey, you know what? While we're on
That's
bands,
cute.
I saved this from last week. I've got a guy on the Central Coast I know. I met him actually over in Africa. He was one of the cameramen for the show. His best mate back in 2011, got banned from a fast food restaurant in Newcastle on King Street.
Yeah.
And
I know that one.
they sent him a letter for why he was banned, and I wanted to read it out because it's possibly the greatest letter I've ever read in my life.
Excellent. We're not going to explain the
No,
name.
just letting you know that place, that one we're talking about, that certain fast food restaurant is the most profitable
It was
fast
24
food
hours.
restaurant in Australia. To the point that there'd be nightclubs across the road.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
People would walk across there. Anyway, there was a hotel nearby.
Diagonally
and-
across the road.
Directly across the road. They complained to the fast food restaurant. The fast food restaurant was basically on their last chance and went, "Oh, what the hell," and just bought the hotel.
Smart.
Yeah.
14th of March 2011. Hi, Anonymous. Further to our discussion earlier and after liaising with security, we have decided to uphold your 12-month ban from Beep Store. That was me beeping the name. More details have emerged of your behaviour, and it would be imprudent of me not to take this seriously. You repeatedly flashed your mangina to security. You drank alcohol on the premises. You returned 4 fish burgers, each time asking to speak to the fisherman who was responsible. And finally, as security escorted you out, you dived onto the ground, pretending to have been pushed and faked a seizure. Kind regards, store manager.
Oh my
Cooper,
God.
do we have this guy's name? I love him.
I don't have his name. I could possibly track him down for an interview in the future.
His name
Oh, he's
is
the best.
Nico Hines.
Oh, it could be Cooper Johns.
Secret dirtbag.
Cooper,
No.
when he was like a toddler, if we're out and he was misbehaving and I was like reprimanding him, he would propel himself down on the shop floor and say, "Stop pushing me."
Oh, manipulator.
Oh, man. I'd just go, "Kid, you can stay there," and walk off. Oh, man.
I saw an ad once and it was similar to that situation. Like a kid wanted to get chips and the parent was like, no. And then the kid throws himself on the ground, pretends to be pushed and crying and screaming. And then the guy just looks up at the camera, like breaks the fourth wall and looks in, and it just comes up with like, it's a condom commercial. It just comes up with, "Please top up, safe sex."
Oh, that's very
my
good.
God.
Mate,
That's very good.
there's a show on Netflix called Players. Right, I just saw a little bit of it last night, and what it was, it's like these friends, a couple of women and a couple of men, and they're out there and they play these games to pick up. There was a very clever one. The woman pretends to be the guy's, there's certain guy's girlfriend, and they walk to a bar and he sees a girl that he wants to chat up. Anyway, he gets there, he turns his back on the girl and they're having an argument. And the girl who's pretending to be his girlfriend goes, "I'm telling you, this is what we're fighting about all the time. You buy me the most expensive drinks. You buy me the most expensive jewelry. You can't do that. It feels like it demeans me. And he's going, why would that demean you? I just want to give you the very best. Anyway, the woman, the girl is trying to pick us behind, going, oh yeah. And she goes, and you know what? That 5-star retreat you booked for Fiji, nah, that's the last straw. I'm not going. He goes, come on, you've got to go. I paid for it all. It's worth $50,000. And, of course, the woman behind him taps on the shoulder and says, oh, could I buy you a drink? It's not bad, is it?
That's pretty good.
Cute,
That's
cute.
pretty good.
Yeah.
We did. I know someone that. Yeah, sorry, I didn't. I was thinking about the next story. I know somebody who did that. Not to that extent, but they used to do this thing where they'd pretend like his girlfriend, like not his missus, but his friend who was a girl, would do that. But rather than expensive stuff, they'd have an argument saying, and you know what? The big penis syndrome that you've got, it's just too big for me. It hurts and I don't like it. And then he'd pretend they break up and he'd try to like it. They'd yell it in the bar and then see if it worked. It never worked.
I was about to say, that's not no.
Never worked.
You don't need more than a mouthful.
Yeah.
We'll take a break on that note.
Oh, dear.
And, what? Trish? Or was it? I'm only joking. 2 mouthfuls. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we've got a bit of a quiz.
Yeah, we got a quiz for you.
Yeah, cool.
Hallelujah.
That's cool. Welcome back to John's Family Podcast. It's time for Cooper's quiz. What do you got for us, man?
Well, while the topic was weddings today, I went on the line and I found 5 famous people in the world. And you guys are a team in this. You 3 have to work together and put forth one answer of how many times this certain famous person has been married.
Okay.
Okay?
call, yeah.
Using together 3 generations of knowledge, facts.
Hang on, three
Yeah, because we're
generations?
sitting here and keeping a tally.
Yeah, 3
Yeah,
generations. Mum's the 60s, Dad, you're the
Yeah, you're
80s,
hilarious.
Jack, you're the 90s. Okay, first one. Nicolas Cage.
Nicola?
Sorry, Dad.
I think he's.
happened there, brother?
I'm going to give him, guys. I think he's about 3. I don't think he's outrageous, but I think he's a difficult. He might be a little
I'm
difficult.
still trying to get over Nicola.
Sorry, I stuttered.
What happened there, bro?
I don't know. I
Nicholas
stuttered.
Coppola.
I read it weird.
I'm going to go with 2. I reckon Nick's okay.
Well, you need to find it all together.
Yeah, it's a thing.
He
We're
married.
better competitors.
He married Lisa Marie Presley at one point.
Oh, did he? Okay,
He married someone. I'd say 3 times.
I'm going with 3.
Yeah, I'll back you. I'll
Yeah,
just go
well,
3.
You guys have to go together.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah,
do.
we
said
Yeah,
3.
It's
Yeah,
2
Nick's
out of 3.
Nicholas.
Oh.
5.
Wow.
Busy
I
bye.
know.
Uncle Nick, look at him
Hey?
go.
I know.
Uncle Nick. Hey, that's a code name for Nick Politis. I don't
I
think
just
you
don't know
appreciate
why you'd bother.
5.
Yeah, I just reckon
I feel like after
2,
3.
like 3, you might if you really, had a little faith in love.
Sometimes there's a hole in people that can't be filled.
Well,
That's what I do with relationships.
yeah. Okay,
Anyway.
go.
So you're now nil from 1. Okay. Larry King.
Oh, very opinionated. I'm going to go 3.
I reckon 1.
Yeah, okay, that one dog, one bone. I'll
Yeah,
say
I
1.
reckon he's a 1 dog bone.
Okay. You guys aren't like you're supposed to talk together.
So,
and
yeah.
then-
Oh,
We are talking together.
I think
Really?
personally,
Yeah.
Larry Cooper. So Cooper's gone on a website, right? This is my process, and he hasn't just thought Larry King out of nowhere.
No.
There's obviously this is on something, so I'm going to go with 3 times.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. That's a
Rightio.
good logic.
So, Larry King
Thank
probably
God somebody's
began as a journo, right? Now, what's happened is, bit by bit, his international
Gee,
fame
thanks.
has grown, which makes it even more a little bit problematic with the relationships. I'm going to go.
And journalists, they're very opinionated. That
Yeah,
they
they
you
What,
know.
hard to live
They
with?
wear down their partners. I will say, I'm with Jack, I'll say 3.
I'll go 3.
Oh, well, you've done it. You're the dominant.
Okay.
I'd say 4.
Well, it's actually 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very.
well, very.
Yes.
I'll say it again. Journalists, very opinionated.
Jesus.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, go.
What's
It's
Rudy
your
doing?
opinion.
Okay. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Oh, I know this one. She's one of the most notorious. I would say Zsa Zsa would be 9 times.
Pick a number.
Hungarian.
Were you going to say 9, Cobra?
It's a
9.
discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm picking a number.
I don't know.
wouldn't
I don't know who that is.
I wouldn't be able to
She
name
was a Hungarian-born actress, American actress.
Zsa Zsa and Eva Gabor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you've heard of it,
Oh,
Cobra, then other notorious.
nakeds.
Should we hit double digits or should we just ease
Yeah,
up?
I'm almost thinking double digits, Jacko.
Should go 11.
I'd be happy. Oh, I was going to think 10, but I'll go with you. Let's be outlandish.
Let's just live large.
Go 11.
Because
Let's go
I think
11.
your logic is right. He's
Yeah.
gone for stars with numerous marriages.
Let the document, let the record be
Show.
be shown that I said 9, but I'll go with 11.
Let's go 11.
It was actually 9.
Oh, sorry, Cobra.
Why you guys just had to go against exactly what he said when he gave the answer? I don't
Yeah,
know
because
why.
there was no logic behind it.
Sorry,
He was
Cob.
picking a number out
What
of
I'm
the
going to
sky.
do is because
Betrayed
we're at
ya.
the halfway, there's only 5, so I want to give you guys a chance still, in case you get the next 2. I'm going to give you guys that just because Dad said it off the bat.
Okay,
so
thank you.
you're 1 from 3, and you have 2 more to go. If you need the next 2 to win,
You're welcome, guys.
okay. Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, hard
I know
work.
this. I know this. I can count them.
Go, Trish.
Go on.
There's Ben Affleck, the most recent. The dude that she had the children with, Mark Antony, and there was a previous one. I'm thinking. I only know of 3. There could be a 4th.
She'd
But
be
I
hard.
only
God.
know of 3.
I'll just again, for the record, I'll just say that if she come on to me, I would not be interested.
Sure
Trish.
you would.
Really?
She looks like hard work.
Sure.
I think I'd be interested if she came on to me.
Trish.
Yeah?
Gav's trying to signal something to you.
They didn't get married. A-Rod did not marry. They got engaged.
Oh,
They
didn't
did not
they?
go- yeah,
Geez,
they-
you're across everything.
Yeah,
Miss
they
new
did
idea.
not. They
So
did
you're
not.
saying 3, Trish?
I've got 3.
Do you reckon
Well, that's all I
is-
can
Is there
document.
possibly one you may have missed? Would you back?
Obviously, it would have to be very early, and I've already allowed for one
And she's
early
very
one.
good. Yeah.
Now, she was Jenny from the block.
Yeah, I'm
She's very cruisy.
quietly confident with 3.
She doesn't need the rocks that she got. She's still Jenny from the block.
What are you talking
Of
about?
course.
She's loaded.
Let's
She
go-
doesn't
let's-
need anybody else's rocks.
Are you going to say
That's-
3, Trish?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think
I
3.
need 1 3 because I said 3
Jeez,
too many
tell you
times.
what.
I'm going to go with you.
Yeah.
Strike me bloody.
Okay, 3 is the answer because it's 2 out of 3.
Okay, well, it's actually 4.
Oh.
Who's the 4th?
I don't know. You're going to have to Google it. I didn't Google every single one of her husbands. I didn't
I'm
have...
fact-checking
Don't,
you.
don't worry about it.
Okay,
May
go.
the 4th
I'll
be
come
with
back
you.
to
May the
on that.
4th. Yeah, we can talk about it. We will get listener feedback in case
Okay.
I'm wrong next week. Okay, now, friend of the show, this last one. Andrew John. No, joking, not Andrew Johns. And we all know the answer to that.
Yeah.
6.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, that hopeless womanizer.
Mimi Rogers or Mimi someone.
That Holmes girl?
Did they marry?
Yeah.
Katie Holmes.
They did. Nicole Kidman. That's all I know. I only know those 3.
Penelope Cruz.
No,
Did they marry?
only dated.
Okay.
A-Rod?
I'll go 3.
Ben Affleck. 3 it is.
Hey,
yeah,
there it is.
well done. 2 out of 5.
Yeah. 2 out of 5 ain't bad.
Not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, 2 out of 5.
Oh,
Is any of you
okay.
guys?
Chris
he's-
Judd. Who's he? Oh, was he a dancer?
Who are you talking about?
J-Lo.
He's an AFL player.
Ben Affleck, Mark Antony, Chris Judd, who I think was one of her backup dancers, and the early marriage in 97 for one whole year. Do we even count it? Ojani Noah.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. So I miss Chris Judd, the dancer, I think he is.
Cooper, so you went down to Melbourne recently. Of course, the Kyle and Jackie O show was about to launch down there. You went
days
down
ago.
there to do a bit of stuff with the Melbourne Storm boys. Did you do anything with the AFL blokes as well?
Yeah, couple.
Okay, now, did you do my joke with the AFL? He didn't do it. What's the guy's name?
Which joke are you talking
Okay,
about?
I had a joke for you, which I thought was a doozy.
I can't remember what you said.
Now, the guy has a twin brother. What's his name?
Harry McKay from
Okay,
Carlton.
So Harry McKay, who plays for Carlton, has got a twin brother who plays for Brisbane. And a lot of people say that...
Plays for Essendon,
Plays
sorry.
for Essendon. Okay, so Harry McKay, he has a brother that plays for Essendon. And people joke and say that it's actually he's the same person playing both. And I said to Cooper, you should say to Harry to go, that we believe that you're actually the same person. Well, a question for you, why do you play so good for Essendon and so shit for Carlton?
Yeah. No, I did say that one. I thought you were talking about a different one that you said that was way more inappropriate, but the lady was sitting in there monitoring every word. But I did say that.
Yeah.
I did say that. He had a good answer, actually. He just said, because I like the Carlton club so much more, whereas the other one I don't
What are
like.
you doing with your hand there?
I thought you said
using
he.
it to
I thought
express
you
his
said he
Italian,
had. I
darling.
thought you said he had a good answer.
Yeah, no, he was very diplomatic. Mate, when you hear the interviews between the difference between
NRL?
the 2 NRL boys and then the 2 AFL lads is, you can see why I mean, they get into a lot of trouble as well, but you can see why we get there's just night and day between the
Well,
personalities.
the AFL have had a few dramas of late. Yeah.
They have, haven't they?
But a bit of talk about toot and blow.
What?
And devil's dandruff. And the old nose candy. And the Bolivian rosebush.
What else you got?
The Colombian flu.
The Hollywood. Anyway.
Is it time?
Is it time? It is time.
Is it time? Matthew's song of the week. Matt, round us off with a song.
Gordon Lightfoot. Sundown, you better.
No, you've done that one before. New one.
Oh, no, it's not.
What are you actually round us off?
You're
with a
so
song?
literal.
Yeah, I
Hey?
know, but it's boring.
What do you round us off with a song? It's a
What
nice
about the
cut.
one that makes you cry? Raindrops keep falling on your head.
Oh my god.
PJ Thomas.
Go on.
Raindrops keep falling on my head. Just like the guy whose feet are too big for his head. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops keep falling on my head. They keep falling.
Have a good week.
When I'm
Jackie's
drunk, I
cringing.
cry. At the moment, I'm high.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
See you. Have a great week.